continue learning Hachzek Musar Yomi Rabeinu Yona's Sharei Teshuva. We're up to the 178th page in the art scroll. Rabeinu Yona says, Rabeinu Yona v'yesh hanashim, and there are people, unfortunately, shalei argishu, they don't feel b'inyan hamaves, they don't understand death. They don't realize that they're going to go on a very long journey to the next world, and they have to prepare provisions for the journey. How? L'takin masayim, by fixing their ways. V'lo yalu alibam yoymaisam ad bayam, and the day of their death doesn't come to their mind. Unfortunately, you see this all the time, that no one lives such a life of productivity ad bayu until it's too late, until the day of death actually comes. Veinim shalim, and they are compared kabehemais, like animals. An animal doesn't think about its death until the moment it's slaughtered. As David HaMelech teaches us in Tilim, Katzayin Lishol, like sheep, Lishol Shatu Maves, they're consigned themselves to the Sha'al. Maves Yireim, death will graze. V'yirdu Bam Yisharim, and the upright will dominate them. La Baikir in the morning. V'suram Levalois, and their form is doomed away. Sha'ol Mizvul Loi, to Sha'al, though it came from Hashem. Pirush, what does this pasuk mean? Explains Rabeinu Yona. Katzayin Shasu Nafsham Lishol. What does that mean? That they're confined to Sha'ol, to Gehenna. Why? Because they don't think about death until it suddenly comes upon them. Says Rabeinu Yona, Maves Yireim. What does the end of the pasuk mean? That death will come upon them. The death of Rishayim is not, we can even throw an even, but not like the death of an animal. A behema dies one time. A Rasha grazes upon death each and every day. As we find in Micha, the Navi, let them graze in Bashan and Gilad. So we see the word Yira means continuously eating. Umeinyin Yoichal Badav B'char Maves, as Eov teaches us, the prince of death, which means the Malach HaMaves, will eat up its branches, takes away the children. Again, death is referred to as consumed. Destruction and ruin grabs hold to the neshama of the Rishayim until it is destroyed, consumed, and lost. Continues Rabeinu Yona, the pasuk continued and said, but the Yesharim, those who are upright, they will dominate in the morning. What does this mean? The time of the resurrection of the dead is like the morning, like the time a person will wake up from his sleep. As the pasuk in Daniel teaches us, many who sleep in the dust will awaken. David HaMelech says the Rishayim are being dominated, are being controlled by the Yesharim, by the upright. Why? Because at the time of Tchias HaMesim, the Yesharim will in truth be dominant. The righteous will trample on the Rishayim and the wicked because they're going to be ashes. They're going to be still on the ground. Teaches the Gemara Rosh Hashanah. The Yom Adin, at the time of Tchias HaMesim, after 12 months, when a Rasha gets punished, what happens? Gufa kala, its body is consumed, nishmas and nisrefes, and their soul, their neshama is burnt, and becomes ashes under the feet of the tzaddikim, and you'll trample upon the wicked. Quite a gruesome end to the Rishayim. Continues the final the next part of the pasuk in Tilim, and their form, their tzuram is doomed to again wither away in Sha'ol. What is Suram is Surasam, which means their form, V'chein Kitfunas Atzabeim Kitfunasam, V'yikra Nefesh Suras Adam, and what's the Tzura of a person? The Nefesh. Their Neshama. V'yishmin Avdaber Mel Nefesh Amru B'geder Nefesh She Suras Hikaris. Some say that the neshama is the tzura. The tzura ikari is what is the form of man. What are we? We are our neshama. Unfortunately, the nefesh of the Rishayim, what happens to it? It withers away in Sha'al, in Gehenna. And finally, V'hiloi Mizvol, the pasuk says, though it came to each of them from your Zvol, What does this mean? The nefesh of each person comes from the upper worlds, the heavens. And unfortunately, the Rasha, through his chatayim, takes his precious and beautiful entity that came from the Elyoina, that came all the way from heavens. And unfortunately, the Rasha allows the neshama to wither away in Gehenna below. The terrible fate of he who can't listen to the words of a Musar, the words of his Iris, to realize we don't live for eternity, and rather to do a bit of tshuva.